Good morning, everybody. This is Justin with Fragment. Today I just want to go over a few things, such as basic on-page SEO. A lot of people seem to skip the basic on-page SEO, and I always have lots of questions about keywords and stuff like that, which is the basic stuff, per page, your keywords used, density, all that good stuff. Today I put up a small little website that I was working on the side. It's mainly for tutorials. So today we'll start off on the home page. And as you can see, I'm using the Divi Builder on here. This is also for another tutorial I was working on. And for on-page SEO, it's pretty simple. A lot of the other SEO stuff is a little more advanced, but on-page SEO is, for the most part, pretty simple, and it's basically, the ground for your SEO. If you don't have on-page SEO, you really don't have a whole lot. Sure, you could get by, but you'll definitely be missing out on organic traffic and stuff like that. And to start off on, most of the time I used Yoast SEO plugin for WordPress. To give you an idea, this is the free version. The free version works for you. If you need further things like local SEO, which can help out the SEO extensions and stuff like that, I think those are usually $50 to $60 per website. If you know how to work on your local SEO, you can avoid, for the most part, using those extra extensions. However, today we're just going to focus on basic SEO stuff. And to give you an idea of how we're going to start off today, this particular web page we're working on has to do with gas grills. So, as you can see up top, I've already got the page title in there, Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store. And the actual link is texasgrilltime.com. You don't always have to have your main URL, directly linked to your keywords and stuff like that. A lot of people will try and do that. A lot of times what happens is you end up using particular keywords too often, and you have it too dense, and it just looks unnatural and stuff, looks forced. Google can identify that pretty easily and stuff, so you want to try and spread things out. You don't have to, be as direct with your keywords on every page and use the same keyword. That's definitely not a good thing. So let's start off at the top here. So you've got your basic focus keyword, and this is where a lot of people run into questions and stuff. Yoast makes it easy for you. You can, put your keyword, your SEO title, and your meta. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any of this there. It's more of a guidance system. Yoast itself doesn't do, especially the free version, doesn't do anything in the background aside from the settings that you've changed, like adding your webmaster tool stuff in. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything in the background. As far as boost your ranking, you need to use the settings and follow the guidelines accordingly, like we have here. So, a lot of websites that we end up helping people out on, usually most of the time, will have majority of this guideline right here in red. And Yoast does a good job of helping you out here. Again, just because you get all of, the guidelines that it gives you green does not mean you're going to be ranked first on every page for your keyword. That's just not how it works. In fact, a lot of the times, many guides out there are claiming that they'll give you page rank 1 if you follow their guide in 30 minutes. Really, if you see stuff like that, you probably should just avoid it. Those people are really just trying to get clicks. It's just a clickbait. So just avoid stuff like that. No one's going to be ranked first in 1 week unless you have no other competition for that keyword. And then if you don't, then congratulations. But a lot of times nowadays, you have competition. About 5 or 6 years ago, you could still find niches without competition, but it's very, very hard nowadays. There's a lot of spam sites out there. With DIY websites, builders and stuff, you have a lot of people just building websites that really don't know what they're doing, and they just are clogging up the search engine. regardless of if they have keywords, optimized or not, they're still there. Google still has to index it for the most part, so you're still competing. So that's why getting your on-page SEO is critical. So again, let's get back to on-page SEO here and starting off with the basics. So say you're starting off with your first website, you're on your very first homepage right here, and we're going to use gas grills again as an example here. So I've got Texas Roadhouse online, and as you can see here, my keyword target is Texas Roadhouse. Now, to start off with, depending on whether or not you want to hit for a local market or, just the web in general, you'll need to decide that. Now, you can go both ways. You can have different pages and stuff for your local market and for your general web market and stuff like that. As you can see here, I hit more of a local target with using the word Texas as a state. So what we're going to do here is I have Texas Roadhouse, and one more thing to cover real fast before we begin on the actual descriptions and everything. A lot of times people get hung up with the focus keyword. As you can see, a lot of times they won't put an S behind there, you know what I mean? So you'll believe it. A lot of times people will try and just use one word. So if you were to knock that out, you would just have Texas, right? That makes it difficult. As you can see, it didn't change a whole lot as far as what I've had on the page structure, because I've already structured in that word a lot of times. However, it is better to use more than one word or even a phrase. So you would do something like, Texas Roadhouse Grills or something like that. You could do something more localized, or just leave it Texas Roadhouse. I prefer 2 words. 2 to 3 words is what you want to hit for. Looks more natural and organic in the eyes of Google. So that is important. Using just 1 word, it's very vague, and makes it harder for Google to, categorize and index your particular keywords and rank you. You just have a lot more competition with 1 word. So if I were to use Texas only, I would be competing probably against twice as many other websites for that particular keyword. Just, you want to try and avoid that. Again, unless your niche is very low competition, you definitely want to use more than 1 word. So that is a big one. I mainly wanted to cover that because a lot of people use 1 word, and that is not the way to go unless your niche is very, very low in competition. So aside from that, try and use 2 or 3 keywords. Looks more natural, etc., etc. Another one that people get hung up on is the SEO title, and the SEO title is actually what Google shows on your like when you search in something, etc. So right here we'll do gas grills, and of course my website's not ranked, so we'll pull up. But as you can see here, just typing in gas grills, you've got Home Depot, Sears. They'll show gas grills and grill accessories. Going back here, what you want to do is, a lot of times per page you want to use your title of the page. So you can see here I've got Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store, and I have it right here as well. That will help identify the page, all that good stuff. And you don't want to make the SEO title too long. Just kind of a brief description right after that. I like to do that. Everybody kind of does the SEO title a little differently. Some people like to keep it short. Some people like to keep it long. I like to keep it about medium length. Usually I'll do the SEO title, which is Texas Roadhouse Online Grills, followed by just a rundown of what exactly is on the page. Like I've got gas grills and smokers on that page, so kind of lets Google know more of what's on that page. Pretty simple. Like I said, you can keep it pretty short as long as you've got your keyword in there. So Texas Roadhouse in there. Good, excellent. The next one is the meta description. Again, a lot of people get hung up on the meta description, but it's really pretty simple. You want to include your keywords. So again, our focus keyword is Texas Roadhouse, As you can see, we have it in there, Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store. I usually put my SEO title inside the meta description. Some people tell you don't have to do that, some people tell you not to do that, some people tell you it doesn't matter. In my opinion, it really does not matter if you do that or not. I particularly like to do it. I've been doing that for quite a long time, and it's always worked for me. I feel that, you know, if you want to put your title of your page in your meta description, I think it usually looks a little more I don't know, organized, I guess you could say. Some people have like I see a lot of SEO titles, and then the meta description will be completely opposite or different as far as description goes to the website, and that can make it, you know, more challenging for the person clicking on links on Google, or just Google in general, finding out what your page is for. You don't want to keyword stuff either, so I mean, that's a big one as well. You want to keep it pretty low key. If you can see here, I've got gas grills and smokers. I've got gas grills right there, and I kind of left out, and I put in smokers. I left it at the end there, so you want to spread it out. You don't want to just, you know, copy and paste it directly into the meta description. Change it up a little bit. You know, throw in a question or two in there. Try and capture your audience a little bit. A lot of people will put phone numbers in there, stuff like that. Especially if you're a business, you know, call today, 1-800 yada yada. You could do things like that. You can throw in a local area. So if you're, you know, Texas, you can put Texas, yada yada yada. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the meta description. The nice thing about Yoast is it does limit you or tell you how many characters. Kind of in the green zone. So as you can see here, I've got 11 characters left. I've used 156. So, you know, about a good sentence and a half is good for that. So again, you don't want to make it too long, because you do want it's supposed to be a brief description, so you want someone to, you know, read it real quick, find out what your page is for. So do make it, you know, descriptive. Don't just put anything in there. So because, you know, as an example, I do read meta descriptions quite often, but again, it's something that I look for, and just kind of things that people do. But again, it's become a habit, and a lot of people, it's the same for. So you kind of look at the when you Google something, you'll see of course the SEO title, and then the meta description. A lot of times I'll read the meta description if I feel it's something that fits the category I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and click it. Good meta descriptions do bring in visitors, so keep that in mind. Don't copy the same meta description from page to page. Google doesn't like that either, so keep that in mind. And moving on past the basic part of the Yoast SEO here, guidelines, you'll want to move into your text here. And real quickly, I want to bring up the page just to kind of show you something. Again, this is just something quickly to set up just to kind of help some people out here. And as you can see, one of the first things I did here was I have Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store. And this again is the front page like we were on. So as you can see, Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store. You don't have to necessarily toss that in as the first an H1 or H2 tag that you have on your website. As long as you have it in there relatively on the first few tags, you're going to be okay. But again, you want to make your first H1 and H2 tags at least identify with your keywords or niche category of your website. You don't want to have, you know, gas grills and then video games on the same page. That's just not the way it works. So moving on, as you'll notice, again, our keywords are Texas Roadhouse. You can see I have 4 times in the content and 2 in the meta. So what you want to do is, you don't want to slap it all in just to one paragraph. You want to mix it up a little bit. This is also where a lot of people get hung up on, is they're unsure on how many times to include their keyword, how to include their keyword. Don't overthink your keyword. If you feel like you're stuffing your keyword, then you probably are stuffing it. And what I mean by stuffing is just throwing it in there randomly where it doesn't feel natural. A lot of times the best way to do it is to write out the keywords you want per page and keep that keyword in the back of your mind. So when you start writing your content, include it in a natural way. Don't just throw it in there at the end of a sentence or at the beginning of a sentence. So, for example here, I wrote below are some of the best rated grills of 2015 by Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store. So you can see I kind of threw it in there as an example and stuff like that. So you wouldn't want to do, you know, Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store and then that'd be the sentence. You want to include it in an actual natural sentence. And you can see I included it just one time. I didn't stuff it in there. I used other keywords like Texas, barbecue, things like that. You want to highlight them and bold them. Helps bring it out a little bit more. It's easier for your reader to understand what you're trying to get across and stuff like that. So that's a big one. Moving down. So you can see here, I mainly did on the H1 tags. I used Texas Roadhouse Online Grill Store, and then I did a bunch of link overs and link building in between the pages and stuff. And that's something we'll go over in the future. But for now, I just wanted to cover mostly the basics of keyword use. So again, Texas Roadhouse is our keyword. So just kind of adding it in here naturally and not just slapped in randomly in different places helps out. So you can see here I've got kind of a quick little description area. Be sure to burn in your gas grill for the first time. It's kind of like a tip section. So adding it into different areas like that looks real good and keeps it natural. So you'll see here I've got Texas Online Grill Time, and then you can follow a link to a different page and stuff like that. So you don't have to overthink it. Most of the time, depending on how much content you have per page, will depend on how many times you need to use that particular keyword. I try and stick the keyword in there maybe 5 to 6 times. Depending on how much content I have on there. You can see this page does not have a ton of written content, so you don't want to overstuff your keywords. So that's a big one. I mean, if you use it too much, you're just it looks unnatural, and Google doesn't like that. Plain and simple. So keep it natural, and you'll be okay. Again, 2 to 3 keywords is what you want to shoot for. Once you become more advanced, you can add different types of keywords in there, or longer phrases and stuff. But to start off with 2 to 3 word keyword or phrase is the best way to go. As far as keywords, that's about it. Again, like I said, 2 to 3 keywords. Keep your SEO title nice and clean. Make your meta description nice and clean. You don't want to overstuff anything. If you need to, add a few other keywords in there as well. So always remember to keep it clean. White hat SEO. If anything out there sounds too good to be true, as far as search engine optimization, it most likely is. Be wary of lots of the different instructions out there and tutorials. There's a lot of wrong stuff out there and a lot of old stuff out there. Keep in mind that SEO is a competition. People are competing against each other for services and stuff. So putting wrong information out there is unfortunately part of a marketing strategy that people have been using for years, and it's very, very hidden strategy, but that's what people do. So when you make a YouTube video and it inherently is incorrect, you will have ultimately questions, right? So people will visit your site seeking further help. So keep that in mind. Don't believe everything and everything you view on the internet. So thanks again for watching. Again, this is Justin with Fragment. I will be keeping videos continuously flowing over the next several months. Again, we don't usually do many videos, but it's something we're going to start picking up shortly. So if you want, you can also stop by our website and grab our subscription fee to our further in-depth videos. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.